Hello. Oh yeah. This is Matt here from Transcend Awake. Now, the first thing I'm going to point out is you may notice this bit of paper hanging off of my lip. Now, I decided that I was going to make a little bit of a fool of myself, which is always good. It's good for it's a good way of testing whether or not you really care a bit too much sometimes about your image. So, and I've always been one of those people that tries, well, I say tries the wrong word. I've always been one of those people that enjoys stepping outside the box and not concerning myself too much with what other people think. So, here's the point. Here's the lesson behind the strange bit of paper attached to my lip. I was shaving today. As you notice, all around here, everything's all nice and tidy. Last minute, just as I do my last bit, I notice I've got a under here needs doing. I go honk, and I went just a little bit too high and ripped a hole in the bottom of my lip there. And I had to, it was quite, not, an Arnold Schwarzenegger film level of gore, but with a little bit of pressure on my lip, I managed to take the edge off it, but in the end, I had to give up and stick a bit of paper on it. So, very exciting stuff. It's a very dangerous game, shaving, um, as you all know. So, here's the thing. The reason why I cut that hole in my lip was because I was thinking too much about something fairly irrelevant to the task at the time. Okay, it was a fairly important thing in some respects, but certainly not as important as shaving properly and avoiding cutting my own lip. So, really, the message I want to get across here is how easy it is to do something silly when you're not paying attention to what you're doing because you're wrapped up in a thought process at the time. I've been meditating for a long time and I still do things like this from time to time. So I wanted to make a lesson out of it and just point out, also that you don't beat yourself up about it. Like, don't worry about looking like you always do the right thing, like looking like you always are. Some people get really caught up in an ego point of view about being a meditator or being someone who's spiritual and get scared of looking silly, scared of making mistakes and looking like they've made a mistake. Don't worry about it. Making a mistake is part of life. We all do it. All you got to do is dust yourself off and try again. Stick that bit of paper on your lip till it heals and carry on. And just remember next time, and you'll be able to, your body and the universe will always point out to you when you're doing things silly, and it will help you to wake up. That's part of the job of the universe, and that's how lucky we are. So, the other message behind this is that recently I was at a performance, a gig, and it was fantastic. It was by a band that up in Wales. As I was listening to this band, they're permeating me, the audience with sound, and I was asking for a message as to what to do in order to improve my experience. I was asking my subconscious just to guide me to the right tools recently. And as I was stood there listening to this band, I couldn't help but find myself drawn to a total state of bodily presence, of being aware of every nuance of my body. And as I did this, the more I brought myself into my bodily awareness, the more my body just naturally wanted to dance. It just wanted to throw itself around all over the place. And the thing is, this band were excellent, so that helps. What I noticed is the reason why the band was excellent is because they were in a state of bodily presence. They weren't just up in their heads trying to play it right or worried about what people are thinking. They were just enjoying the moment, being present with it, being present with the music and letting the music draw them down into their bodily awareness. So, here's the point. If you ever have a thought or a feeling, anything especially intensely difficult to deal with, if you've got a natural practice that you've been building up over a while, a habit of being aware of your whole sphere of awareness, bringing out your awareness to the whole of your body on a consistent basis, it's so much easier to notice a thought or a feeling and not let it draw you away, not let it draw you off into total consciousness obsession, i.e. being completely immersed in that thought or feeling. Now, as we all know, if it's a feeling you don't like very much, what do? You panic, you want to get out of it. So what do? We turn to things that distract us more often than not. But why do we do that? Because we want to step out of the feeling. We don't want to feel it. It feels horrible at the time. So here's my point. If you learn how to expand your awareness to include your whole body, when these sorts of feelings arise, they don't consume you. So they don't feel so important. They don't feel so desperate or painful. Okay? That's it. Believe it or not, it's a really deep secret and it's really powerful. And you'll also notice as you bring your awareness into your body and you pay full attention to it, your body starts to awaken. It starts to feel more alive, more vibrant. It starts to vibrate almost with energy. Okay? This is how you unlock tools as a musician to be able to deepen your practice and make it more spiritual as a musician, rather than just playing beats because it looks good or, you know, I've never been into that anyway. For me, it's always been if I get lost in my head, it's more I'm wrapped up about whether I'm doing things right, And I think a lot of people do that where they go up their head and they think, am I doing this right or am I doing this wrong? If you step out of that, bring your awareness to your whole body, you'll notice that right and wrong are irrelevant because we're all on a path here. And when you make mistakes, it's not really a mistake, it's just a learning process and it's a challenge. And you've got to laugh at yourself and move on. And the best way to learn how to do that is to step out of thoughts and feelings, not let them dominate your consciousness. Let them be a part of what you're aware of. Let your awareness open up and bring the fullness of everything that you are to everything that you do. So, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. It's been a bit of a giggle for me. I hope you enjoyed looking at the silly side of me as well. And, feel free to drop your comments below. I'll speak to you soon. Much love. Bye-bye.